Okay, so yeah, still fresh in my thought. The song is very dense. It's produced a little bit differently. Some of these things I've had heads up from you guys in the comments. You've mentioned, first of all, about this album having this weird element involving a Ouija board. I know all about that. I've done Ouija board, and I had a very weird experience once with my friends, and I said, no more. I'm not touching that thing again. It was too freaky. It was really freaky. I'll tell you about it someday if you really beg me to. Yeah, very dense. It's produced a little bit differently. At first I was thinking, oh, this is kind of more pinned down Mars Volta. Like, to me, they're a band that, I don't know. Do they have a producer come in, or do they produce themselves? It would be a nightmare trying to pin down the Mars Volta. It sounded like at first when I was hearing this, it sounded almost like, oh, somebody's kind of pinning them down a little bit. It sounds a little more just straight and direct, a little less manic. But then no, the song just went manic. It went crazy. And, well, first of all, not the lyrics. Sorry, I didn't really hear the lyrics much. This is too much to listen to, never mind the lyrics. And I'm not really a lyric head kind of guy. The singing was very weird because it had this sort of layered sound. Very distinct, though. I mean, it's very Mars Volta sound. I don't know what they're doing. They have a harmonizer going on, so the voice is doubled up, or he's singing two tracks, and they're affecting one of the tracks that he's singing double on. The guitars sounded fantastic. The bass sounded really cool. Although I wish I heard more lower end, but the bass did sound really good. Punchy sound. The drummer, I know that now you've mentioned that there's a new drummer in this album compared to the first albums, and that they really wanted him to, make it loud, and the ghost notes, forget the ghost notes, make them full notes, like just everything is pronounced. The drums are very pronounced. The energy is very high, and this drummer really is able to do that. He seems to have the energy to produce for the track. The denseness, it's a denseness, but it's a creative denseness. It's a denseness that it's sort of like some kind of, you go to the bakery and you buy this bread, and it's got walnuts, and it's got raisins and all kinds of stuff, and whole wheat flours and stuff. So it's very chock full of stuff. It's very dense. It's not like white, fluffy marshmallow bread or anything. Maybe somebody who's brand new and never heard of the Mars Volta will listen to this and go, oh man, that's just a little too assaulting on my ears, because we're all trained, all of us who have been following the Mars Volta, and of course I've listened to their first 3 albums now, so I'm sort of trained, I'm used to this, I know what to expect to some degree from the Mars Volta. So I mean, I like that they're fooling around with time and signatures, a lot less of a Led Zeppelin feel in this song. This song I would hear actually, something like Yes, Close to the Edge, a 20-minute piece of music, Gates of Delirium, another Yes, a piece of music from Relay album. The guitars sounded a lot like Steve Howe. They had a very, and the bass reminded of Chris Squire. So I think these guys are still very inspired by some of the early 70s progressive rock like Yes, and they're sort of combining that with their, I guess they have this punky kind of aspect, punk kind of whatever, just a racy, fast, rich music. Oh yeah, and there's one track I could hear the flanger on that bass. It sounded so good. I like that aspect of the music. It's challenging. This song was more challenging than the first one. Let's look at the one riff that just stood out to me that was really neat, and I think it's that's a really nice progression of chords there. Yeah, there's this sort of something like that. That was a cool riff. I like that little section. Yeah, and those two little sections work off of each other really nicely. And anyways, I feel like that's all I'm going to say for now. I mean, I got to go listen to this again, and in the whole context of the entire album. Fun track. Cool track. The title is really wicked too. Metatron. I love that name. That's a great name for a song. And so that's it. Spiraling Out. We'll talk to you later. Spiraling Out and saying goodnight, and we'll see you on the next video.